welcome to day 14 at Myra's Crafting Playground. The bucket hat, yes? Not bad, eh? I should take this on my next trip. Do you think I might stand out in the crowd? Maybe my husband wouldn't lose me shopping. But anyway, so today we have an interesting little card for you. I don't know if you've seen the Gingerbread Man stamp set that we have. It'll be gone soon if you don't order it by January 5th, I think. But it's a great little stamp set, and what's crazy about this is the dies that come with it, and I don't know if you can tell there, but it's actually one piece. So the beauty of that is that when you cut out the Gingerbread Man, you can make him into, as he's intended, a little card. So he's a cute little guy, little card. Or you can cut this in half. One sort of paw is going to be a little square, but you can round that out with your scissors, which I attempted to do here. Or actually, had I thought about it, I would have put this lollipop on the other side to cover the arm that's maybe not quite as perfectly round. However, then you end up with two little guys. So it's a whole lot less cutting when you can cut them two at a time and then break them down, or you have the one card. But what's even greater than that is this little fella can be turned into many different characters. Now, I have seen a straw man. I've seen the Gingerbread Man, of course. I have seen quite a few different characters, although I can't specifically tell you right now. But, so what I've done with this little guy is I've turned him into a snowman. Yes, I'm on a snowman kick. It's so freaking cold outside that all I can think about is snowmen and icicles. So we're going to do a quick little snowman card that started out as a gingerbread man. So all I did was change the color of the paper. So this time we've used pure white paper, added the carrot nose. I've used some glitter paper for the hat, and there you go. So, for this little fun guy, let's go down to the table and have a look. Now let me move these guys, although I'm going to line them up here just so they can keep an eye on you and me, make sure we do things right. So we'll see if they're in position there. Come on down to the table. All right. So we got the three caballeros over here, except this guy's falling over. Oh, I know what I should do. I should put the card in the middle, because that one I can fan out and he can stand up on his own. And I can leave this guy, lean him against Robert. That's my cup from Key West. Anyhow, and then we'll put this guy right there so you can have a look at him. I'm using cardboard today. I hope that works better. I'm looking to minimize the glare. So, okay, so we have some pieces, and you know me, I like to minimize my pieces, so let's start with our card base. I didn't pre-score this one, but that's okay. Not complicated to bend a piece of paper, right? So, one card base, one A2 card base. Just kind of didn't get a good square on that. Okay. Then I have this Designer Series paper, which, let me just reach over here. It may be one from a previous season. I'm not 100% sure. This is Botanical Textures. So this is from the Botanicals Textures. So If it's there, I think it would be in the annual catalog. So this side is kind of leaves and whatnot. The whole set is done in grays and blacks and whites. Anyhow, I'm using this back side, so I am going to add some glue onto the back. The Stampin' Seal, if I want to get particular. God, I'm so crooked with that. It's just amazing. All right, let's get that on there. So, and I'm just using some silver paper. Got to jazz it up just a bit. Get my big bucket hat over this paper so I can see that it's straight. And I chose to pop this onto my layer. So I'm currently using up some of my raw edges on my Stampin' Dimensionals. I've been using a lot of Stampin' Dimensionals lately. Oh my goodness. The Christmas card season does take a lot of supplies. That's okay, I'm not too worried about that. Alright, so I'm just going to pop that there. Yay, another one can go in the garbage. I like using up the edges, but I have to admit that when I have used up the edges and can go back to using the proper Stampin' Dimensionals, I'm a much happy camper. Just saying. Alright, so which way do I want this? Maybe I want this like this. Alright, and we're going to put this over our card base. Okay, so there you go. Our card base is ready to go. All we have to do is put our snowman together. So, our snowman. So I have this piece here, I believe, is a 1/2 inch. Let's just check that out. Yeah, that's about maybe a little less than 1/2 inch by 1.5 inches. And this little piece here is 1 inch by 1 inch. So it's just 1 inch squared. So I am just going to pop the brim. Sorry. I'm going to pop the brim, this long piece, I'm going to pop it on one edge of my square piece. So I'm putting this onto here because when I made that one, I put it on here and then found that my dimensionals were hanging off the edges, which really didn't help stick the brim to the hat. So, alright. And if you're a little off center, I'm not going to worry about that. It is a little off center, but not too bad. Alright. So now I'm just going to put my candy cane together. And this comes as part of the dies with the gingerbread man, if you buy the bundle. So we'll just put some glue on there. And get that together. Give it a minute to connect. Slide it around if I need to, if I was a little off center, but no, not too bad. Not too bad. And we'll do the same thing with our little candy here. We'll get the glue on here. go. And we'll flip that over onto the center of the candy. Yum, yum, yum. Nice spearmint candy. And there you go. All right. Now, I'm going to put my pin back in there. So, the first thing I'm going to do, so I stamped the gingerbread man, and I don't think you can tell in here, but I'm not one of those people who can make that beautiful 1/4 inch white edge around it. It's not going to happen. Never. Not this girl. So I often cut right to the edge. But when you do that, particularly like there, I don't know if you can see on that arm, there's kind of little white bits, and sometimes you see like the core of the paper is white as well. So whenever I cut out characters, I like to take my black marker and just go round the edge. And I always go, okay, now I'm going to lie, but I always go from the back. And the reason I go from the back like this is because every now and again my marker decides to do its own thing, or my hand jerks like it just did there, and the marker slides. So when you do it from the back like this, if the marker slides out of your control, it will go behind your image, not in the front of your image, so you don't end up with a black line across it. Ask me how I know. But the other thing, and you'll see I just did it again, the other thing is that just by doing this, it really finishes off the edges of your cutout piece, so it doesn't look like, I don't know, just a scrap piece of paper or something like that. Like it just finishes the edge. So I always like to do my black marker all the way around my edge. That's my compensation for not being able to do that lovely white edge that some people can do. Now, if you turn this over, see, I lost control there, and, well, there, I'm not sure about that. But there were a couple of times that I really could have messed up my image had I approached it from the other way, like had I tried to do it top down instead of behind. That's my hot tip today. All right, so I'm just going to put my hat on. Well, not my hat. I've got a bucket hat on. This dude's putting his hat on. And I'm just going to put the hat on first so that I'm able to figure out the spacing for the eyes and the nose and everything else. The hat will give me that sort of geography. And I see my brim is sticking a bit out here, so I'm just going to give a little bit of a trim so it's better. Stick his hat on his head. All right, then there is, I'm using 2 stamps. This one here, which gives me quite a widespread eye set. So we're going to just use our Memento ink. Make sure those are good and black. And I'm going to put them up on an angle so it looks like his head is tilted close to the hat. Leave it for a minute or two, and there you go. Then I have this other stamp here, which I'm going to give him his buttons made of coal. It's my grandson's name, Coal. But he's a good kind of coal, not this kind of coal. Not the kind you barbecue a steak with. All right, so there you go. I've now got my beginnings of my snowman. I'm going to add his nose. Trying to figure out which side I'd like to put the glue on. These guys got good healthy carrots. I don't know, there's a bunny out there somewhere who's saying, hey, what happened to my dinner? Or, ooh, there is my dinner. Alright. Gonna put his nose on. That's a honker. Oh my goodness, him and the bunny could share. Alright, then I'm going to add his candy, I guess. And we're going to put some, too big. I'm going to use some of these little ones just when I put my scissors away. Again, this is the end of the mini Stampin' Dimensionals. They have a lot more framing than the big ones, but that's okay. We're going to use them up too. Alright. Okay. So he's got his candy cane hanging over here, and I'll just put one big one in the middle there, and we'll throw his candy over that arm there. Alright, now we have a snowman. Now you could break out the Wink of Stella if you like. Heck, you could have even used, if you have in your stash, some glitter paper to make your snowman. Although I don't know how the stamping would stay on glitter. I have not had great experience when it comes to that, so those are just my thoughts. But I keep putting the scissors away and I keep grabbing for them. Alright, Mr. Frosty. So yes, there are many different caricatures that you could make with this. You could make a bear. Yeah, I'm not sure what else. So here we go. Now, I don't have a greeting on the front. I could most certainly add one, or I think in this case I am going to find something for the inside, although I don't have anything as of yet. But there you go. Mr. Frosty has a buddy. So, we've got our Mr. Frosties. There you go. And you could use, you know, different colors. You could go with blues or something to make it sort of more snowy. You could even, I contemplated whether I wanted to put in almost like a white snowbank behind. You could rip some paper and put the snowbank behind. But I didn't because he's white, and then if I ripped paper and it was white, I thought it would be too stark. So this is more the look I was going for. So just remember, Mr. Gingerbread could turn into Mr. Frosty. So that's day 14. Bucket list check. We'll see what we bring you tomorrow. So have yourself a wonderful evening, and we'll see you for day 15. Thanks, and have a great evening.